Did you know that they make wine in South Africa?
I did.
Okay.
We've done some South African wines.
You're right. And did you know that they make the most Chenin Blanc in the world?
I don't think I knew that.
Well, it's true. So today we're going to find out what all the fuss about South African Chenin Blanc is all about.
Ooh, let's do it.
Hello, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine.
Why is that funny?
And this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there. Oh my God, I think you almost forgot my name.
Because you just threw me off from the
sorry.
beginning. And we are the Wine Pair. So if you're new to our podcast, here's a quick orientation. Each week we explore a different wine varietal or blend or winemaking area of the world, like Picpoll or Valpolicella or Chenin Blanc from South Africa. And we dive into how to make great wine choices and what makes new wine so fun to learn about.
Okay, make good wine choices. I've never actually heard that before.
Can you let me finish?
Yes,
Our
yes.
goal is to help you expand your wine knowledge in a fun way that's understandable and accessible to regular people, not just wine nerds like us.
Nice.
And we also taste and review 2 to 3 wines under $20 each, and we share our scores and recommendations to help you find great wines without breaking the bank. So thank you very much for joining us, and we're proud to say that Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
Chatty.
and entertaining. Okay, I think I'm going to have to tamp
me
you
down.
down. Yeah, okay.
I'm feeling that too. I'm just a little anxious tonight. I don't know.
I guess so.
I mean, like Santa's coming.
Oh boy, it's
sorry.
never ending. Okay, so a few weeks ago, we got a message from Dominic on Spotify, Carmela, who said that he would love for us to do an episode on Chenin Blanc from South Africa.
Cool.
And you know what?
We're doing it.
That's what we're doing today.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah, and we do really love it when our listeners reach out to us and suggest things that they want us to do episodes about, because for a few reasons. For one, it's often hard to determine what our listeners are thinking.
It is.
Really, right?
We don't have a crystal ball.
No, we talk to you guys, our faithful listeners, we talk to you every week.
We talk at you.
Right. But we don't get feedback. We don't get feedback
This is
in the
kind of
moment.
Just
we
a
don't
one-way street.
Yeah,
here.
at least live. And so hearing from you is a great way for us to understand what you think, what's going on, and if we're going down the right path.
Oh.
And we also really want to make content you care about. So when we get episode ideas from you, it's really fun for us to figure out how to do that.
Right.
And when I say us, I mean me, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so thank you, Dominic. And please, all of you out there in listening land, keep the feedback and the suggestions coming. We love it.
We're going to be so busy now.
We're always busy.
True.
Now, we did do an episode on Chenin Blanc a while back, almost 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago, actually, called What the F is Chenin Blanc? I'm having trouble saying Blanc. Way back in episode 19. Episode 19.
Wow.
We're on episode 148.
That was just like a...
We were like babies.
That was a baby episode, I was going to say. But it wasn't probably a baby episode.
No, it was a normal episode.
Right,
but
normal length and everything.
Yeah, exactly. But it's been a little while since we dedicated a whole episode to it. And we drank a Chenin Blanc in episode 97, by the way.
Oh, from South Africa?
Well, you're jumping ahead almost like you read the script, but let me just get there. And that was about wines that pair well with Thai food. And in both of those episodes, as you so rightly said, we had Chenin Blanc from South Africa.
I guess I was there. I'm acting as if I wasn't there.
You don't remember
I don't think
much.
I remember, but...
Yeah, you get a little tipsy and then you can't remember.
Wow, giving it all away.
Yeah, it's true. So it's true. She gets lit up. But anyway, in the WTF episode, we drank the Secateurs Vintage White Wine, which is mostly Chenin Blanc, but has what the winery calls a sprinkling of Palomino and another secret grape.
Wow, so secret grapes.
I know, it's just weird. And we gave that one a combined score of 6.5. So we give whole notes. We give whole points when we score, but when I put our scores together, they can be fractional. Okay. So that's not a bad score. 6.5 is not a bad.
One of us gave us 6 and one of us gave us 7.
Or one of us could have given, it could be a different, don't make me do math. Don't make me do math. Nope, not doing math. Nope.
4 and an 8, or like 4 and
okay, we're not doing.
Okay, I don't know. We're not
doing
math people. Okay,
we're English people. Okay. Anyway, but that was a pretty good rating, but not a buy rating. And by the way, we really did like in that episode the Chenin Blanc from the former NBA star Dwayne Wade. He has 3 by Wade. We gave that one a really high score.
Right.
That was like
that was cool. Yeah,
it was like a combined 8.5 score. He follows us on
right?
Instagram, and our youngest son was like, "What?" Dwayne Wade follows you? I was like, well, kind of. His winery does. But anyway, in the Thai food episode, we had the Radley and Finch Alipak Chenin Blanc, and we gave that a combined score of 7.5. So that's one you should look out for. And we don't like repeating wines in our podcast. And so we have 2 new and totally different Chenin Blancs from South Africa to try in this episode, both of which I bought from Total Wine.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
I know. So if you listen to us,
what brought you there?
Well, here's the thing. If you guys listen to us often, I'm not a Total Wine fan. We actually did a mini-sode.
You are totally a wine fan,
but I'm not a total wine fan. That's
You're a total wine fan.
You're right. Total Wine with capital letters. But anyway, we did a mini-sode called Total Wine is Sus, if that gives you any understanding of how we actually feel, or how at least I feel about it. But
I don't have a huge opinion.
You don't have a huge opinion.
I just don't like you to come back and be, mad.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad. And there was a reason why I did it. I'll go into some other reasons in a minute. But let's just say that one reason that we kind of are sus on that shop is because even though they have so many wines, they have a pretty crappy selection. But we do know that many people shop at Total Wine. They got a bajillion stores. So every once in a while we do wines from Total Wine, but that's off the subject.
True.
But before we get to the wines that we chose, we're going to do a little learning about Chenin Blanc from South Africa and figure out what the big deal is all about, because Chenin Blanc is kind of the it grape of South Africa. The it.
Right.
The it grape.
The it or the in grape.
Yeah. And did you know, Carmela, that somewhere between 50% and 60% of all the Chenin Blanc vineyards in the world are in South Africa?
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
Wow, fun fact.
And it is the most planted wine grape in South Africa.
Oh.
So something's going on.
Something good is going on there.
It's been a while since something good went on there, but now something good's going on there.
For sure.
Now, in case you're confused, Chenin Blanc also goes by a few other common names.
Okay.
In France, the wine Vouvray from the Loire is Chenin Blanc.
Okay.
In South Africa, it is known as Steen. And we'll talk about why that is in a little bit. And in France, it's also sometimes known as Anjou, like the pear, Anjou.
Okay.
And also Pinot.
Oh.
So just keep that in mind in case.
Now that was like one in one ear and out the other for me. But that's
you won't remember that. You won't even know that I actually talked about
I'll
this.
probably remember.
Okay.
I like an Anjou pear.
I do too. Now, this may also surprise you, Carmela. Don't be shocked. But South Africa is the 7th largest wine producing country in the world. That's actually more, 7th largest.
Wow.
It makes about 4% of all wine globally. And on a total side note, I ran into an article this week that talked about how global wine production is overall down this year. It's actually down. And that the southern hemisphere was impacted a great deal. So evidently due to flooding and disease, wine production was down about 5% in South Africa.
Weird.
So that could impact wine costs. So you get lower yield and maybe some tariffs coming. We could be seeing more expensive stuff. But that's a whole nother story. But I think we need to get to learning and drinking because that's why you all are here with us. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
That's right. So thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And if you haven't had a chance to do so yet, now is an awesome time to follow or subscribe to the podcast as a free way to support us and show us your love. It's a way to show your love. And thank you to all of you who have subscribed already. And another way to show your love for us. We don't ask much.
What if they don't really, that's a lot. That's a big ask.
Show love.
Showing love.
You know what?
Maybe kindness.
You know what? Love is free. Well, for you to love us is free. My love of Carmela is not free. It's definitely expensive. But your love of us is free because we don't charge you nothing for it. And so if you give us a nice rating and review, that's an awesome way.
Love.
Like a 5-star.
That's love.
That's love. Huh? It's a free love. Free love. We're all about free love around here. We love freely.
This is like intimate now.
We're
loving each other.
Sexual. Okay, you can also follow us and see pictures of the wines we're tasting and trying today, and weird AI pictures I like to make on Instagram at the Wine Pair Podcast. We're also on Blue Sky as well, if you're curious about that. And we do post differently on there than we do on Instagram, by the way. You can also contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. You can sign up for our email newsletter there. Woo! And you get fun stuff, wine pairing. We even talk about stickers this month. You can get free stickers. We
have had people reach out about stickers.
I sent some in the mail.
Yep. Ooh, we have to bring some stickers tomorrow night.
We do. You're right. And if you missed we do. Todd, they're coming. But if you missed
Aaron.
Well, Aaron doesn't doesn't get them. But in case you missed our December newsletter, which just came out, you can email me at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com, and I will send you the newsletter, and I'll send you some
I thought you were
stickers,
going to say, I will personally deliver it. The way you had your hand up, it was like, I'm going to personally deliver it.
I will. They will be hand-delivered via email.
A lot of traveling, that means.
That's right. And we do want to make content you care about. So like Dominic did, send us a note or DM us. There's a lot of ways you can get a hold of us. So just reach out and tell us some wines you want us to try or areas of the world you're curious about or both. And we'll take care of that. And just a quick shout out to Christine, who reached out to us on Spotify to let us know that she found a Chardonnay that she didn't hate from J. Lore. So thanks for letting us know that. And also a Shiraz and a Nebbiolo that she likes. So thanks, Christine. And we do appreciate when you and anybody gives us feedback and tells us stuff. We love that stuff. And by the way, Christine, you may not know this, but next week we're going to do an episode on sparkling Shiraz.
I mean, if she knew, I think that would be kind of weird.
It would be kind of weird. It means she'd probably...
Because you're the only one who knows.
I'm actually... And sometimes I don't even know. You're right. Okay, and as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair podcast to, because that's the best way for us to grow listeners when you tell your family and friends about us. And this week, we want you to recommend us to anyone who loves to find new white wines to try, or anyone who is a fan of South African wines, because they're going to like this episode. So, Carmela, let's learn just what the is so special about Chenin Blanc from South Africa. She gave me a weird look there. And to do so, we're going to do a little history lesson. You ready for a little history lesson?
I'm ready, always.
Okay. It's widely believed that Chenin Blanc was among the first grapevines brought to South Africa. That part, Carmela, is undisputed. It is fact. But just how they got there is not clear. So some say they were brought by a dude named Jean van Riebeek in 1655, who was commander of the Cape for a period of time. But wait, there's another story about how Chenin Blanc got to South Africa. And in this story, Chenin Blanc may have arrived a little later with the Huguenots, who fled France in 1685 because of religious persecution. And I had to look this up, but the Huguenots were the French Protestants, and South Africa was one of the places that they fled to because they were getting persecuted by the Catholics, whatever.
Wow.
Okay, now evidently the Huguenots were good winemakers. So this theory stuck for a while, but it's probably not true, because the first documented wine production of Chenin Blanc in South Africa took place on February 2nd, 1659, which was 26 years before the Huguenots even got there.
Right.
So
boy.
That's false. It's false.
So the first theory
is probably correct.
Okay.
The Jean von whatever.
Okay.
Jean Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow.
Okay. Now for some more history.
I saw a person, actually.
I know you did.
In France.
And you didn't know who he was.
No, I thought that the woman on his arm was the famous one.
It's weird they had a woman on his arm, but okay.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy.
Okay, so for some more history, Carmela, you ready for some more history?
I'm so ready.
Now,
Ready or not, actually.
Yeah, right. Now, while Chenin Blanc has been made in South Africa since the 17th century, again, it was known locally as Steen for most of that time. But the exact origin of the name Steen is also unclear. And different sources I have, which you can see in our show notes. Did you know we have show notes? Well, if you go to this episode on our website and scroll down and click open the show notes, you'll get links if you're really interested.
Awesome.
But there's a few different theories. So I'm not really sure what's going on in South Africa, but I'm just going to say South Africa, you got to get your story straight because it's super confusing.
They're kind of storytellers, I think.
They're
making stuff up.
They're making stuff up. So one theory links Steen to the Spanish wine grape Listan, and that early settlers may have adjusted the name Listan over time to Steen. But in 1920, they figured out that another grape in South Africa called Fransdruf was actually Listan. So that's not right. Now, another theory says there's a connection to the German word Stein, which means stone. However, that's probably not true either, because they can't find a connection between South African Chenin Blanc and wine grapes from Germany.
Weird.
So nobody really knows.
This is confusing.
I know, and nobody really knows. But in 1965, the term Steen was starting to be used less and less, and only recently did the name kind of pick up steam.
Steen.
So pick up Steen. Now, the reason they used the term Steen and not Chenin Blanc, Carmela, was because for most of its history, the South African people didn't actually know what Steen was. They didn't know it was Chenin Blanc.
Well, it is kind of confusing.
It is.
Do you blame them?
No. I mean, they didn't even know how it got there.
Right.
Come on. And they didn't even know where the name came from. So it's super confusing. So no wonder they didn't know. But in the 1960s, the identity was discovered.
1960s?
Yes.
It took that long.
In 1962, Professor C.J. Arthur of Stellenbosch University came across a term and illustration in a book that he thought resembled the Steen grape. I ain't kidding you. He imported Chenin Blanc shoots from the Loire, and he compared the leaves to the Steen vines, and he was like,
voila.
It is the same thing.
But
he wasn't French,
I wonder, I wonder, though, if it really was.
Well, it is. Okay?
I mean, they just by their naked eye.
Naked? Okay, but anyway, no, it is. So, we're going to keep moving because this is a lot of history.
Okay.
Now, while a lot of Chenin Blanc has been made in South Africa for a long time, it was not really until about the last 25 years that it was taken seriously by winemakers in the area. And in the year 2000, the Chenin Blanc Association was created in South Africa.
No.
They have a Chenin Blanc, the CBA. The CBA.
No,
I made that up. The Chenin Blanc Association.
This is serious. I mean, talk about serious wine.
And you know why they made the CBA? Why? They made the CBA
You just made that up.
No, they formed it to promote the grape and encourage quality winemaking. Go CBA!
Oh my goodness.
It's true.
They are serious.
It's true, and it's worked. There's a growing trend among winemakers to focus on older vines, lower yielding wine growing
batches.
Exactly, because they're trying to make more complex and more flavorful wines. So South African Chenin Blancs today are considered some of the best in the world, and they're noted for their quality.
Work has paid off.
That's right, and their distinctive character and their fruit flavors, and so it has worked. It has paid off. But you know what? That wasn't always the case. Their reputation was not very good for a long time. So for much of its history, the grape was known as a workhorse grape in South Africa.
Those mean grapes.
They are. No, it's not the grape's fault, but let me just tell you something.
That's kind of how you made it sound.
Let me just tell you something. If somebody says you're a workhorse, it may not be the biggest compliment.
I know. Well, I mean,
if I called you my workhorse, you would not be happy about that.
No, your work. If you said I was a workhorse, I don't know if I would be very happy about
No,
that.
you wouldn't. But anyway.
But I mean, it could mean that you work really hard.
But that's what it means.
But I know, but it's not a terrible thing, but just a
you
workhorse.
wouldn't want me to call you, this is my workhorse.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
A workhorse is better than like my workhorse.
True.
Right?
Okay.
If I
just said,
my workhorse.
Okay, so you'd feel better if I just said, oh, my wife, she's a workhorse. You'd feel much better about that.
I mean,
it kind of rolls off the tongue.
I kind of feel like maybe I am.
That's why I love her. She's a workhorse. Okay. Anyway, can we go back
this is kind of hitting too close to home.
Can we get back to the Chenin Blanc? Yes. Okay. During apartheid, there were a lot of sanctions on trade with South Africa. And there was an emphasis on bulk wine production in the country because Chenin Blanc is a vine that can produce a lot of grapes. And so the value was seen in volume rather than quality. So it was grown for use as a blending grape. It was grown for use in brandy. It was grown for use in making bulk wine. But again, that just created lower quality wine. But it's improved over the last several decades. So today, they still make a lot of Chenin Blanc in South Africa. About a fifth of all vineyard space in South Africa is dedicated to Chenin Blanc. And South Africa is the largest producer of the grape in the world, as I said in the intro. And more than 50% of all the Chenin Blanc produced in the world is made there. And they make twice as much as the next largest producer, which is France. So there you go. And I think that's really quite enough information.
I'm just
don't you think that's
flooded with information.
I know you can't even remember what I said.
Wait, what?
I know. Anyway, so I think it's time to learn a little bit more about the wines that we chose for this episode.
Okay.
What do you say, Carmela?
Let's do it.
Okay, so as usual, the wines we've chosen for this episode are under $20, and both of them should be relatively easy to find because I bought them both. Unfortunately, a Total Wine, which again, we think is overall a pretty crappy wine buying experience because mostly they just have these stupid winery direct wines. But again, they're convenient. There are a ton of these stores in the US. And so every once in a while, I'll buy wines there because we know people buy wines there.
Right.
And they want to know, are they any good or not? And that's a fair question.
That's fine.
Now, here's the story. You asked earlier, why did I go?
Oh, right.
So the Total Wine that I went to was actually in Linwood, which is, near Alderwood Mall here in the great state of Washington,
Right.
north of Seattle.
What does that matter?
So, well, it matters because I had to go up there because the local neighborhood Target was out of the famous Dave's cornbread mix.
Right.
And I had to get that for Thanksgiving.
It is a Thanksgiving staple.
Did people love it?
It's becoming,
Did people love it?
And there was more than once and somebody was like, Joe, I need that recipe.
And I said, the recipe is open the box and pour it
We're not really known for like using boxed recipes.
I kind of am. Not you. You
Well,
make,
you are
you make
known
all
now.
your cakes from scratch.
Of
so
course.
there you
But
go.
like you're known for it now just because of this cornbread.
Right, you're right.
People love it. We're going to give it as Christmas gifts now.
Nice. The cornbread. I think that's a good idea. And when I went there were two boxes left. That's it. They were on the bottom shelf.
you didn't
I almost
share.
missed them. Hell no.
You were like, I'm taking them
Hell
both.
no. I found those and I was like, run away. I got to run away. I stole them. No, I
Wow.
didn't.
And they were
I paid
chasing
for them.
you.
They were. There were people like, give me that cornbread recipe. Anyway, but the Total Wine was right by the Target and I was there. So I was like, I'm going to go. And so I was like, I knew I was going to do this episode. I needed to buy the wine. So there you go. Okay. The first wine we're going to drink is the 2024 Blanc Stellenbosch Chenin Blanc.
Okay.
I couldn't find out a ton about the wine, but I did find out a few things. First, it's a screw cap. I kind of discovered that on my own when I picked it up.
True. No, but you didn't have to ask the person, is this a screw cap?
This screw cap, it looks like
Do I need a corkscrew?
It is also cold fermented and is left on the lees for 1 month, which I don't think is a lot of time, but it's left on the leaves. So that should, not leaves, that should give it a little creaminess and a little body. And again, the lees is the crap that's left over after the fermentation process. And sometimes it's stirred or left in the barrel and it adds some body to the wine. Now, the area it's from, as the name would imply, is called Stellenbosch. And this is on the west side of the Cape of South Africa. And it's the second oldest town in South Africa.
Wow.
It was famous for making wine and was the place the Huguenot refugees first settled.
Wow.
So it's all coming around.
Now
full
this
circle.
makes sense.
Then that's why it became the center of South African winemaking. So there you go.
Okay.
Now the soil in the area is mostly silty and clay. The terrain is hilly. The climate is somewhat Mediterranean with warm summers and cool rainy winters. It's considered a good place to grow wine grapes and make wine. And remember, this is a 2024, which seems like how the hell could they have a 2024 already? But remember, Southern Hemisphere, they harvest earlier, so they're 6 months ahead of us. Okay, but that's all I got on this wine, so we're going to go to our next wine. The last wine we're going to drink is the 2023 Spire, that's Spier, Seaward Chenin Blanc, and this wine is made with grapes from both Stellenbosch as well as the Tygerberg Hills, and so it's considered a broader coastal region wine. That's, so here, you ready to get confused?
No.
So the official designation of wine areas in South Africa are WOs, or wine origin, WO. And in South Africa, it's complicated because the WO can refer to specific estates, it can refer to wards, it can refer to districts, or to broader geographical units, or even broad regions. If you really want to know more, there is a link in our show notes.
Nice.
But I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't
my head is spinning.
And I don't actually care that much. Okay, so anyway, the wine is also a screw cap.
My God,
Yes.
you're making my day.
I know, and the tech sheet says that the grapes were hand harvested early in the morning and pre-cooled prior to destemming and crushing.
Wow.
Skin contact was limited to 4 hours, and the free-run juice drained off to settle overnight before the inoculation.
Holy cow, this
I
is
know.
technical.
I know, so inoculation sounds terrible.
I don't get
was
it.
it
Something
sick? Inoculate, like an inoculation, like it got a shot. But really what inoculation refers to in winemaking is that's when they add the yeast. When they're going to add yeast, it's called inoculation.
Okay.
Start the fermentation process, right? Fermentation evidently took place in 300-liter and 400-liter barrels. So, and the wine was matured for 7 months in second, third, and fourth fill French oak barrels. So, what does that mean, Carmela?
I don't know.
It's going to be a little oaky. It's going to have some oakiness to it.
I don't know about this.
So this could be a Chardonnay lover's Chenin Blanc. But we'll see. So it's going to be a little bit different style. It's going to be maybe have some different flavors. This is going to
be interesting.
Now, it was fermented in big oak, so it wasn't like small, like 300 and 400 liter barrels. And it was stored in these second, third, or fourth use French oak barrels. French oak is the lighter tasting oak. And when they're used, like after their first use, they do lose a lot of flavor. So I'm not expecting it to be overpoweringly oaky, but it will be oaky and have some body. So we're going to see. And it will be a good comparison with the first wine that's on the lees, but not oaked.
Right.
So we'll see how do their bodies compare. I'll compare their bodies.
Wow.
I'll taste their bodies and just see what do I think.
Okay, that is not okay.
It's not all right. Okay. But I think that's enough information. Let's get to drinking. We're going to take a quick break. And if you have these wines or similar wines, a Chenin Blanc, drink along with us.
And we'll send you some stickers.
You got to let us know. Send me an email. I will send you stickers for free.
But you're finally
in the
getting
mail.
your participation points paid off.
Yeah, and all I ask is that, one, you use them and let people see them. And
Put
two,
them on your water bottle. Put them on your computer.
Put them on your forehead and wear them around.
But they're not bumper stickers.
They're not. Well, they could be. Why not? Why couldn't you put them on for your car? Put them on your car.
New little
no, well, I'm not going to make bumper stickers, but you could put them on the back of your car.
Yeah,
and
but they don't weather very well.
They won't. They won't weather well. But the other thing that we ask you, other than to put them on your car or someplace that people can see them, is let us know which of the stickers you like, because we're going to send you more than one. You got to let us know, because we may make a whole bunch of the ones that people like the best. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we are back and we are ready to try our first wine. This is the Blauklippen Stellenbosch Chenin Blanc. It's from Stellenbosch, South Africa. It's the 2024. It was $17.99 at Total Wine, 12.5% alcohol, 100% Chenin Blanc. And let's start with the color, Carmela.
It's nice. It's just sort of middle of the road. I mean, it's not like clear or like really light.
It's kind of straw.
Yeah.
Kind of straw colored, light yellow. Mm-hmm. It is pretty in the glass. Whoa,
sorry.
She's smacking stuff. Mm-hmm. I will say, it's kind of got an interesting smell, like kind of an oaky, a little bit of an oaky smell.
Yeah, the first, now I think it's even just a couple seconds in the glass is
calming down a little.
Yeah. But that first, I was very yeasty for me.
Yes,
kind
yeasty.
Of bready
it is very yeasty.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I notice in the glass, it looks a little thick. Like it almost looks a little viscous.
It does.
Oh,
that big word again, viscous.
Mm-hmm. What else are you smelling?
A little bit of vanilla, maybe. And I'm getting a little creaminess.
Yeah, I smell creaminess.
Almost like a little bit of like whipped cream, even like a real cream, like milky. That's kind of weird. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe it's the bread or like a brioche.
I think it is bready smelling. I'm getting a little apple or a little what do they say, orchard fruit?
Yeah, and now that it even is just sat, I'm not really swirling mine. There's more fruit coming off of it.
But it's almost like a fruit pie, like a hand pie.
Oh, not just a regular pie?
No, a hand pie.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
No, but it almost like a turnover, like an apple turnover or something like that.
I would, you're definitely getting a little more sweetness as it sits.
I wonder if I'm getting a touch of like almond, like a raw almond too.
Ah, okay.
I'm getting like brioche, like
I am getting that a lot.
Yeah.
And at first it came out a little more potent, like a little more like yeasty. Now it's sweetening up.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's taste it.
Ooh.
It's more tart than I expected it to be. It doesn't have that. It has a little bit of like maybe yeastiness on the end, but the front end of it is lemony and fruity. Ooh, it has a lingering aftertaste though.
A bit.
And kind of bready, kind of yeasty aftertaste.
It's kind of nice, but it is, it's not like a sipper.
It's not a summer sipper.
No, it's definitely got body. Like,
it does. I'm tasting its body.
Right. Ooh. Back to tasting bodies now.
It does have body to it. It really, I'm going to repeat this 4 times.
Holy cow. Yeah. How much body does it have?
A lot of body.
No, but it is definitely sweeter than I expected. Yeah, but I'm still trying to put my finger. I do think you're right. Kind of like even a pie taste. Like some of those spices too seem to be. I know it's kind of lemony, but I almost feel like there's like a little bit of like clove or nutmeg. Are you getting any of that?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I keep thinking I'm also getting like a peach, like peach on it.
Yeah.
You know, like you get that nice juicy peach.
Ooh, like what is wrong with you?
You know, because peaches are the symbol for butts.
I know.
Okay, well,
So I said, what is wrong with you?
There's something wrong with me.
No.
I don't know what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me?
No, you're fine.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's a little peachy.
I think so. Okay, so what food would you pair with this Blanc and Stellenbosch Chenin Blanc?
I don't know. What would you have?
It would go well with spicy foods, I believe. It would go well with fried foods. I think it would be good with fish. I think it would go well with a lot of different types of fish and seafood. I think it's probably a really good seafood wine. I mean, shellfish.
I think shellfish
baked.
more than like fish.
Oh, I think baked fish. I think fried fish. I think shrimp. I think
Oh, wow.
po' boys. I think I think this is a good seafood
It's a
wine.
good seafood wine. I do think that it's got a lot of flavor. Like you would want to have like a saucy fish.
Oh, now we're getting saucy. Mm.
No, but you know what I mean? Like something like, oh, my mom used to make a really yummy
Saucy fish.
saucy fish dish. No, it was, but it was definitely like a rolled
Saucy fish.
cod or something.
Oh my
And
God.
and it had like cheese in it. I mean, it was really unusual. No, I'm serious.
Sounds terrible.
Gosh, I gotta remember the
mom's a
name
good
of that.
cook, but that sounds
no,
like
it was
a crap.
amazing. I gotta find out what it was, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Okay, you find out what it is and we'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, I will. But
But I think now it's time to rate this wine. Let's rate this wine. Wait a minute.
Okay.
But before you do, I got to talk about a rating scale. Now, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10, and we don't give half points. But when we combine the scores together,
it could be a half point.
exactly. A 7 and above means we're going to buy it. 4 below means we're going to not buy it, and we're going to pour it down the sink. And a 5 or a 6 means we're going to finish it. We like it, but we're not gonna buy it. So, Carmela, what would you give this one? We actually just did this and we lost the recording. I don't know why. But Carmela, I already know what rating you're going to give it. But what rating are you going to give
What
this
do you
wine?
think I'm going to give it?
I think you're going to give it a 7.
Wow, you are good.
I'm going to give it a 7 too. It's a solid
it's a great
7.
wine.
It's a solid 7 wine. When we were not recording, I said actually I think people who like an oaky Chardonnay would probably like this wine because
I
it's
think
got
so.
it's got some body, it's got some depth, it's got some interesting flavors. It's got quite a bit going on.
Well, and I
with
think
that body.
Wow. I do think though, like if you're a Chardonnay lover or not, like it's not like maybe. I mean, it is a crowd pleaser in a lot of ways. Like, I think
so.
I think a lot of people would like this wine.
Yeah, it's easy to drink. I think it's pretty easy to drink. Okay, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna try our last wine.
All right.
Okay, we are back. I think we're recording now, and we are going to try our last wine. This is the Spire Seaward Chenin Blanc. She's cheating. This is from the WO coastal region of South Africa. It's 2023. It was $18.99 at Total Wine. 13.5% alcohol, which is getting on the high end of a white wine. Chenin Blanc, 100% Chenin Blanc. And Wine Enthusiasts gave this wine an 87, which is a good rating.
Yeah.
So, first of all, color, similar to the last one, although I think lighter
I think
in
it's
color.
a little lighter too,
And
not
not-
as viscous.
I was just going to say, it doesn't seem to be as viscous, and it's lighter. I mean, it's like not straw. It's almost lemony looking, like lemon water.
I think so.
But what are you smelling? Because the first whiff, oh boy.
Okay, first whiff. Maybe I'm crazy,
Oh.
but I'm getting burnt toast.
Totally burnt. It smells
Not
burnt. It's very
weird?
oaky. It is burnt toast. It is, that's a good one. Burnt toast.
That right away, I was like, "Ooh, that smells like my mom making
With butter on
burnt
it.
Toast.
Burnt toast, and you put butter on because I can smell some
Yeah.
butteriness and creaminess in it. Like you can tell it's oaked.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just by the scent.
Its burnt toast is really good.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I can. I'm not really getting like a ton of fruit, like apple or.
I'm almost all you're getting is that smoky kind of smell.
There is.
I think if you swirl it,
Yeah, there's. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of. This is silly. A little bit of grape. It has a little bit of like white grape.
okay.
I mean, I
That's
don't
fair.
know.
It is made from a white grape.
But I'm getting burnt toast.
I feel like I'm
baby.
getting a little lemon and I'm getting some apple and maybe a little peach or apricot again. Something, some sort of stone fruit.
Okay. I would. Yeah, I can. I think the swirling helps. Unlike the other one, you really didn't almost even want to swirl the other one. This one's definitely.
I'm very curious. Let's try this one and see what
I'm
we
a
think.
little scared. Ooh, it's like alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and burnt toast.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Ooh,
I'm not getting that same. To me, it's pretty appley.
Really?
The aftertaste is very. It's tannic, and the aftertaste is very. It does taste like burnt toast on the aftertaste.
And it's got a little spike of something. There's like a little bit of saltiness too.
Oh yeah, okay. I'd go with saltiness.
But there's almost like it's like you're getting a little zap, but not in a good way.
Like electricity zap.
Yeah. But it's like a tang, but I don't know.
It's lemony. I mean, there's something very citrusy. And maybe not even lemon, like almost like, lemon rind. It's almost like a lemon rind on it. I'm getting a lot of that, like a very, like pith or something.
I'm not crazy about this one.
I'm not as bad with it. I feel like peach. I'm getting peach and lemon rind and toast.
I'm getting a lot of saline.
Saltwater, interesting. There's something bitter on the end that's not super pleasant, almost metallic-y. Not metallica, but metallic-y.
True.
But I'm not minding it that much. What food would you pair with this?
Oh.
You're not really crazy about it.
I'm not. I mean, food-wise, I would do something fried. I think
I do feel like now, as I'm letting it linger in my mouth, it's getting a little gluey.
Okay.
Almost tasting like glue.
Yeah. There's something kind
like
of
airplane glue.
Pudding about it.
That's not a nice aftertaste. Sorry. Food.
Again, like if you're
bread.
Yeah.
Pizza. White pizza.
Yeah.
A mushroom pizza.
Something breaded is good. Like even like if you did like a breaded chicken, like a cutlet.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
That might be good.
I think a vegetarian pizza would be fine with it.
With a white sauce?
Sure, like an olive oil, base or something.
Or even just like focaccia bread.
Get focaccia.
I like focaccia.
I do too.
That might be good.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to have another try.
Take another sip and then tell me what your rating's going to be.
I'm going to give it, this is...
Be honest.
I know.
Give it a real
I'm
rating.
really feeling like I would give it a 4. I don't think I would finish it.
Okay. I'm giving it a 5. I'm not going to buy it, but I would drink it. I think I'd drink it. Okay. The aftertaste, that gluey aftertaste, is kind of making me feel a little bit weird about it. Mm-hmm. But I could drink this wine.
Okay, you're open to that.
Which of these wines are you going to finish tonight? I don't think this is a difficult one.
No, definitely that first one.
The Blau Klippen. The Blau Klippen.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
me too.
Sure.
Yeah, me too. That's the one we're gonna finish tonight. It's the one when we order. What are we gonna order for dinner?
Ooh, I don't know. What do you feel like?
I don't know. Okay, well, let's talk about the taste profiles expected from South African Chenin Blanc. Okay. The general tastes are tropical and fruity with notes of pineapple, banana, pear, and guava.
Wow.
Guava's good. Pineapple's good. I'm getting that.
Banana, that's interesting.
Banana, I'm not as much on that, but that is interesting.
I could see that in the first one a little bit, though.
Yeah, I agree. Wine Folly says quince, which is like a fancy way of saying like a tart apple, yellow apple, pear, chamomile, and honey. So Blau Klippen, the winery says yellow peach and quince notes, I said peach, right? Are enhanced by nuances of straw, I did say it was straw colored, pineapple, fresh lemon zest, and delicate yellow flowers.
Oh.
Creamy palate. We got that. Elegant, refreshing finish. James Suckling. Now, this is from Total Wine, so I'm not sure if it's from this exact vintage, but a pure and restrained Chenin Blanc. Fresh apricots, green apples, and hints of stones and fresh herbs, medium-bodied and fresh on the palate, medium-high acidity. So I actually agree with Suckling on that wine.
Yeah.
I don't usually agree with him, but we were getting...
Good job, Jimmy.
Apricot, like stone fruit, apples, that kind of stuff. Okay, but he didn't say anything about lemon.
And nothing about bread or yeast or
Well, no, that's
brioche.
The second one. Oh, no, we did.
The first one,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
but a
right.
pleasant one. It was more pleasant with that
That's
one.
right. Okay. So the Spire, the winery says this wine offers aromas of mandarin, ripe peach, floral notes, and honeydew.
Oh, no burnt toast.
No, the palate is complex with ripe fruit and a lime fresh finish. Wine enthusiasts, this wine opens with a restrained nose. No, it doesn't. That after a few minutes in the glass reveals light notes of citrus fruit. Ripe lemon flavors dominate the palate and are backed by a soft acid structure. I don't know if I agree with that.
It does smell better now that has sat, but it's still
And I was getting a lot of lemon. I was saying that for sure. Well, I think again, okay, if you actually, I'm not even sure if you like an oaky Chardonnay that you'd like this. It's just such an the second one,
Right.
Such an interesting one. The first one, I think if you're a Chardonnay lover and you're looking for something different, I think South African Chenin Blanc is a good call.
Yeah, good change up.
And I think if you're not a oaky Chardonnay lover, then that first one, like a more like one that's made in stainless steel, maybe on the lees but not oaked, I think would be quite good. So, what do you think about Chenin Blanc overall?
Well, I mean,
is it making our wine list?
The first one would definitely.
Sure.
I think for sure.
We both gave it a 7. We'd buy it.
Yeah, I would say, though, I'd love to have somebody's take that is a Chardonnay lover.
Tell us.
Has had this second bottle.
We know you're out there. You're afraid to tell us because you think we're going to ridicule you, but we're not going to. We love you all. We'll give you free stickers.
Oh my gosh. But what I'm saying is that it would be interesting because somebody might actually go, wait, you guys are totally off. Like Chardonnay lovers, like I'm a Chardonnay lover.
And I don't like it.
Right. But they could say they actually love it too. So
let us know. We would love to. And we'll talk about it in our next episode if you let us know. And we'll put it in our newsletter.
And I'm going to find that recipe, whatever my mom made.
The
the fish.
The fish with cheese? Oh, it sounds gross.
Sounds weird.
It's like a fillet of fish.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe that's why you like fillet of fish so much.
Maybe. It was kind of sole. It was sole was the type of fish. Sole.
Ow.
And she would, and she'd wrap it in, I'm not kidding, in it was like stuffed shrimp. They stuffed it with I'm not kidding you.
This is one of those recipes from the 60s where they're like, let's just put a bunch of shit together.
But it was really good.
Oh, really good. Okay.
I'll find out.
All right. Well, you find out. Maybe it'll be the recipe of the month for next month.
Oh my gosh.
You do that and I'll put it in the newsletter.
All right.
But seriously. Okay, Carmela, it's time for us to go. But before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. And now is a great time to follow or subscribe to our podcast. And also, we'd love it. We'd love it if you show your love to us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on whatever podcast app or our website that you listen to us on. We want to hear from you. So tell us about a wine you'd like us to try or an area of the world like South African Chenin Blanc that you want us to explore. You can visit our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. Join our email newsletter there. You can send us an email at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. And remember, if you just send me an email and you say you want some stickers and you send me your mailing address, I will send them to you. And not only that, a handwritten note. I'm not joking. You get a handwritten note.
If you can read his writing.
If you can read it. I wrote something the other day for one of our nieces, and you were like, it's really nice, Joe. But I don't know if you're going to be able to read it.
I might need to be the translator and stick on the back like exactly what it says. Because I wasn't sure she was going to be able to. We'll find out.
So if you want that kind of handwriting, just send me a note. Okay, with that, we're going to sign off, and we're going to say thank you again, and we'll see you next time. And like we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And the happy ending at the end of our story. Always think too much. Always drink too much. Always pray too much. Always play too much. And when I'm with you too much, I fall in love too much. And when I'm away too much, I hunger for your touch.